The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Chapter number 15, Text number 21, given by His Grace, Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari, recorded on May 19th, 2009, in Sofia, Bulgaria.
So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 3, Chapter number 15, Description of the Kingdom of God, Text number 21. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Rupini Kavayati Charanaravindam Lilambujena Harisadmani Mukta Dosha Sanglakshate Spatika Kuja Upecha Hemni Samarjativa Yad Anugrahanenya Yantnaha. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The ladies in the Vaikuntha planets are as beautiful as the goddess of fortune herself. Such transcendently beautiful ladies, their hands playing with lotuses and their leg bangles tinkling, are sometimes seen sweeping the marble walls which are bedecked at intervals with golden borders in order to receive the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the Supreme Lord Govinda is always served in his abode by many, many millions of goddesses of fortune. Lakshmi Sahasrashata Sambrama Sevyamanam. These millions and trillions of goddesses of fortune who reside in the Vaikuntha planets are not exactly consorts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but are the wives of the devotees of the Lord, and also engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is stated here that in the Vaikuntha planets, the houses are made of marble. Similarly, in the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the ground on the Vaikuntha planets is made of touchstone. Thus, there is no need to sweep the stone in Vaikuntha, for there is hardly any dust on it. But still, in order to satisfy the Lord, the ladies there always engage in dusting the marble walls. Why? The reason is that they are eager to achieve the grace of the Lord by doing so. It is also stated here that in the Vaikuntha planets, the goddesses of fortune are faultless. Generally, the goddess of fortune does not remain steadily in one place. Her name is Chanchala, which means one who is not steady. We find, therefore, that a man who is very rich may become the poorest of the poor. Another example is Ravana. Ravana took away Lakshmi, Sitaji, to his kingdom. Instead of being happy by the grace of Lakshmi, his family and his kingdom were vanquished. Thus, Lakshmi in the house of Ravana is Chanchala, or unsteady. The men of Ravana's class want Lakshmi only, without her husband Narayan. Therefore, they become unsteady due to Lakshmiji. Materialistic persons find fault on the part of Lakshmi, but in Vaikuntha, Lakshmiji is fixed in the service of the Lord. In spite of her being the goddess of fortune, she cannot be happy without the grace of the Lord. Even the goddess of fortune needs the Lord's grace in order to be happy. Yet in the material world, even Brahma, the highest created being, seeks the favor of Lakshmi for happiness. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Ragana Tanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. So, there's many nice lessons to be derived from this verse and purport.
Има много хубави уроци, които човек може да извлече от този стих и коментар.
The first point is this: if you clean, you will get the grace of Krishna.
Първото нещо е, че ако вие почиствате, ще получите милостта на Кришна.
By cleaning the temple, you see,
Като почиствате храма,
you get Krishna's mercy.
получавате милостта на Кришна.
Therefore, the temple should always be spotlessly clean.
Затова храмът винаги трябва да бъде безупречно чист.
The altar,
Олтара,
the kitchen,
кухнята,
the living quarters,
помещенията за живеене.
everything should be spotlessly clean.
Всичко трябва да е безупречно чисто.
All the devotees' paraphernalia,
Всички принадлежности на преданодадените.
everything should be washed regularly, very nicely clean, you see.
Всичко редовно трябва да се мие и да бъде много чисто.
There is muchi and there is suchi, you see.
Има мучи, има и сучи.
Muchi is dirty and suchi is clean.
Мучи означава мръсно, а сучи означава чисто.
So everything should be very, very suchi, not muchi.
Всичко трябва да е много, много сучи, а не мучи.
Not that we walk into the brahmachari ashram and there's a horrible stink, you see.
А не да влизаме в брамачари ашрама и там да мирише ужасно.
Everything should be very nice and clean.
Всичко трябва да е много хубаво и чисто.
By keeping very, very clean, then we can get the grace of Krishna.
И като поддържаме всичко много чисто, можем да получим благосклонността на Кришна.
The bathroom also, especially, it shouldn't smell like urine when you go in.
Особено в банята, като се влезе вътре, не трябва да мирише на
It should be bathroom should be clean at least once every day.
банята трябва поне веднъж дневно да се чисти.
Twice is even better.
По-добре даже и два пъти.
So by keeping very, very clean,
Така, когато поддържаме много чисто,
under the fingernails also, no dirt under the fingernails.
също се отнася и за ногтите, да няма мръсно под тях.
Keeping very clean, you see.
Поддържате много чисто.
Clean body,
Чисто тяло,
clean mind.
чист ум.
Cleanliness within and cleanliness without.
Чистота отвътре и чистота отвън.
Brahman means suchi.
Брамана означава сучи.
If one is dirty, they cannot become a Brahman.
Ако човек е мръсен, той не може да стане браман.
That is not possible.
Не е възможно.
Brahman must be very, very clean.
Един браман трябва да е много, много чист.
Actually, Prabhupada said we should be revolutionary clean.
Всъщност Шрила Прабхупад каза, че ние трябва да покажем революционна чистота.
What does that mean to be revolutionary clean?
Какво означава това?
The only thing I could ever figure out was you're so clean that your cleanliness creates a revolution.
Единственото нещо, за което аз мога да се сетя, е, че вие трябва да се толкова чисти, че самата ви чистота да създава революция.
So that is one lesson we derived here. The more you clean the temple, the more you clean your heart. It is also sometimes said cooking means cleaning. Not that you go into the kitchen, you're cooking in a rajasic mood, everything leaving dirt, everything dirty and messy everywhere. Cooking up a storm, but everything dirty and messy everywhere. While you're cooking, you should be cleaning at the same time. It should remain clean while you're cooking. So when you're done cooking, the kitchen is already clean, because as you've been cooking, you've been cleaning at the same time. Not that the kitchen is a disaster area after the feast has been cooked. Like a tornado came through the kitchen, Everything's helter-skelter. It should be very, very clean, you see. Sometimes when we travel and preach all over the world, we see temple kitchens, which is absolute nightmare. You see, we can never become Brahmins if we have dirty kitchens. This is sometimes called the kitchen religion, you see. So dirty kitchen, that is adharmic. This is serious business, actually. Because if we are dirty externally, it means we're dirty internally also. We have 6 kinds of dirt sitting in our heart. Kama, Lobha, Krodha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy. These 6 kinds of dirt are sitting in the heart. So if we are dirty externally, then it's for sure we have these dirt sitting in our heart also. So therefore we should always be very, very clean. Sometimes we see the karmis, they keep themselves more neat and more clean than the devotees. We've seen many times. So this is not a very good thing. We should be the most clean people on this planet. Everything about us should be very neat and clean. In the second paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is talking about the goddess of fortune. She is called Chanchala, one who is not steady. And that means, with Narayan, she is very steady. She is always situated at his lotus feet. But with those who are envious of Narayan, the karmis, the asuras, she is very unsteady. She will not remain. Just like we see there are so many empires in the history of the world. And there's the Greek Empire. For some time, Lakshmiji blessed them, you see.
За известно време Лакшмиджи ги благословил.
But then she went away. Their empire was defeated.
Но след това тяхната империя била победена, защото
Then the Roman Empire came for some time.
следващата империя била римската за известно време.
Lakshmiji blessed them with opulence.
Лакшмиджи им дала богатства.
But that empire was also defeated. That the Lakshmiji left them.
Но по-късно и тази империя била унищожена.
So the Spanish Empire came.
Дошли испанците.
It went away also. The French also became predominant under Napoleon, and he was defeated.
Те също били победени. След това французите са водени от Наполеон и той.
And the British came up.
След това британците.
They were defeated.
И те били победени.
Hitler made his big thrust for some time. He was conquering all of Europe, and then he was defeated.
След това Хитлер за известно време покорял цяла Европа, но и той бил победен.
Now the USA has come up, but they will also be defeated.
Сега американците са на власт, но и те също ще бъдат победени.
Unless they embrace this Krishna consciousness movement.
Освен ако те не приемат сериозно това движение за Кришна съзнание.
So every empire will be defeated.
И така всяка империя ще срещне своя крах.
The Vedic Empire went on for millions and millions of years, undefeated.
Ведическата империя в продължение на милиони години била непобедена.
Because they held to the principles of Dharma.
Защото те се придържали към принципите на Дharma.
It is only after Adharma polluted the Vedic kingdom that the Vedic kingdom was defeated.
Само след като Ведическото царство било замърсено от Адharma, тогава това донесло неговия край.
When that boy Shringi cursed Maharaj Parikshit,
Когато момчето Брамана Шринги прокълнал Махарадж,
that was the end of the Vedic kingdom.
това бил края на Ведическото царство.
That's when Lakshmiji gave up blessing the Vedic kingdom.
Тогава Лакшмиджи престанала да благославя Ведическото царство.
So everyone wants money, isn't it?
Така всички искат пари, не е ли така?
Isn't it fact that everybody wants money?
Не е ли факт, че всички искат пари?
But the problem is they don't want Narayan.
Проблемът е обаче, че хората не искат Нараяна.
They want Lakshmi, but they do not want Narayan.
Те искат Лакшми, но без Нараяна.
With such a mentality, according to past pious activities, one may have Lakshmi for some time.
С такъв менталитет, благодарение на предишните си благочестиви дейности, човек може за известно време да има благоразположението на Лакшми.
But when one exhausts one's stock of pious karma, then Lakshmi goes away.
Но когато човек изтощи запаса си от благочестива карма, Лакшми си отива.
But if you engage your Lakshmi in the service of Krishna,
Но ако ангажирате Лакшми в служене на Кришна,
then Lakshmi never goes away.
тогава Лакшми никога няма да си отиде.
This is why those people who are intelligent,
Затова интелигентните хора,
they regularly contribute money to ISKCON.
те редовно допринасят с парични средства за ИСКОН.
By regularly giving money to support Prabhupada's movement.
Като редовно дават пари за да поддържат
Krishna will see, oh, he's spending his money for Prabhupada's movement.
движението на Прабхупад, Кришна ще види, че този човек харчи пари.
So let me give him more money and more money and more money, you see.
Затова нека да му дам още пари и още пари и още.
So he can engage more and more money in the service of Prabhupada's movement.
За да може той да ангажира повече и повече пари за да служи на движението на Прабхупад.
It's very intelligent thing, see, to give money to support Prabhupada's movement.
Това е много интелигентно нещо, човек да дава пари за да подкрепя.
You may think, well, I can't afford it,
Някой може да каже, аз не мога да си го позволя,
so I'm not going to give anything.
затова няма да дам нищо.
You know, the Christians, they have a policy to give every Christian, at least in America, I don't know about here, but they give 10% of their income to automatically, without any question. Every paycheck, 10% immediately goes to the church.
Християните, поне в Америка, не знам тук дали е така, имат практика да дават 1/10 от приходите си за църква.
Prabhupada was more strict. He said 50% they must give.
Прабхупад е бил още по-стриктен и е казал 50% да се дава.
So, At least we should give something. If we can't afford 50%,
Ако не можем да си позволим 50%, поне нещо трябва да даваме.
at least we should come to the Christian standard and give 10%.
Поне трябва да се издигнем до стандарта на християните, да даваме 10%.
You see, we shouldn't be greedy with our money.
Не трябва да бъдем алчни с парите си.
We should give our money liberally to support Prabhupada's movement.
Ние трябва либерално да даваме своите пари, за да подкрепяме движението.
In this way, if everyone chips in and gives their share, then this movement will become very, very more and more successful.
И така, ако всеки дава своя дял, това движение може да просперира, да става все по-успешно.
Just like in America, these Christians, they're all giving their 10%. The churches, they have amazing properties and churches and all kinds of missionary activities going on all over the world. It's amazing because they pour their money into the church, you see.
В Америка тези християни, благодарение на това, че дават по 10% от прихода си, имат невероятни църкви, сгради, имоти.
So we shouldn't think, well, I don't want to do that because then I'll have less money.
Човек не трябва да си мисли, не искам да правя това, защото ще имам по-малко пари.
I want to hold on to every penny or whatever you call it here in Bulgaria.
Искам да си пазя, да си пестя всички, дори стотинки.
In America we call that a penny pincher. Greedy.
В Америка наричаме това.
We should not be greedy.
Стиснат. Човек не трябва да е алчен.
Because if you're greedy, then Lakshmiji will become chanchala. She'll be unsteady.
Защото ако човек е алчен, Лакшмиджи ще остане чанчала или непостоянно.
But if you're very liberal in giving to support Prabhupada's mission,
Но ако човек е много либерален и дава, за да подкрепя мисията на Прабхупада,
then you will be amazed how you get more money and more money and more money and more money and more money.
тогава човек ще бъде удивен как получава все повече и повече пари.
So one will not be the loser
Така че няма да загуби човек.
by giving as much money as possible to support this movement.
Като дава колкото може повече пари, за да подкрепя това движение.
He will be happy in this world and happy in the next world.
Такъв човек ще бъде щастлив в този и в следващия свят.
So I can ask now if there's any questions.
He says, I have seen devotees who are coming to the movement and they start rendering service. They're sincere, they're doing it nicely, but then their material condition improves. They start getting money and they build houses or something like this, and then they go away.
That means they were coming to Krishna for money. That's what it means.
Това означава, че техният мотив, който си идвали при Кришна, е бил парите.
Chaturvedha bhajante mang jana sukriti narjana atau jigyasya artarti gyanicha bharatarshava. 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is seeking knowledge of the Absolute.
Кришна казва в Бхагавад Гита, че 4 вида благочестиви личности започват да отдават служене. Тези, които страдат, които имат нужда от пари, които търсят знание, любопитните и тези, които се опитват да разберат абсолютната истина.
So that is considered pious, even though they came to Krishna for money.
Това се счита за благочестиво, дори за това, че са дошли за пари при Кришна.
But the problem is, if that's the only reason you're coming to Krishna, then as soon as you get your money, you will lose interest in Krishna.
Но това е проблема. Ако това е единствената причина, поради която си дошъл при Кришна, щом получиш парите, губиш интерес към Кришна.
That's big problema, you see.
Голям проблем.
That, I just come for the money.
Аз идвам само за парите.
Because what your money will do for you at the time of death?
Защото какво ще помогнат парите в мига на смъртта?
Can you buy your way into the spiritual world?
Можеш ли да си купиш билет за духовния свят?
Remember that joke?
Помните ли тази шега?
About the man who gave $5 in church?
За този човек, който дал $5 в църква.
Yeah, it didn't work, did it?
И не му помогна това.
A very sinful man. He went to the church one Sunday and he put $5 in the collection plate.
Един много греховен човек отишъл в църквата един ден и сложил $5 в кутията за дарение.
And he thought, oh, now my going to heaven is guaranteed.
И си помислил, сега ми е гарантирано връщането в рая.
So the time of death, the Yamadutas, they were dragging him to hell.
Книга на смъртта ямадутите го влачили към рая.
He said, you can't do this. I gave $5 in the collection plate at church.
И той каза, не може да правите това. Аз дах $5 за църквата.
So they didn't know what to do. They took him to the gate of the spiritual world, and they said, wait here, we'll go ask God what to do.
И те не знаели какво да правят и го до портите на духовния свят и казали, чакай тук ще питаме Бога какво да правим.
So they came back from speaking with God, and they had that $5 bill in their hand.
И когато се върнали от разговора си с Бога, носили и тази $5 банкнота.
He said, what did God say?
И той питал, какво каза Бога?
He said, they said, well, God said, give him his $5 back and tell him to go to hell.
И те му казали, Бога каза, върнете му $5 от банкнота и му кажете да ходи по дяволите.
So, simply getting some money, you see.
Така че да получите някакви пари.
And then giving also, that will not save you.
Ви спаси.
And then giving a little token back to God, that will also not save you. One has to fully give themselves to the Lord.
Човек трябва напълно да се отдаде на Бога.
Complete, total surrender, you see.
Пълно отдаване.
Otherwise, you will not be happy, you will not be satisfied.
Иначе човек няма да е щастлив, няма и да е удовлетворен.
Money will never make one happy.
Парите никога не могат да направят човека щастлив.
Actually, we've seen the more they have money, the more they're in anxiety.
Всъщност ние сме видяли, че колкото повече пари имат хората, толкова по-неспокойни са.
There was one multi-millionaire who used to come to our temple in Houston.
Имаше един мултимилионер, който идваше в храма ни в Хюстън.
He came and he would arrive in a stretch limousine.
Той идваше пристигаше в лимузина от тия дълги.
The driver with a little cap, sitting there, he had a driver.
Имаше шофьор, личен шофьор.
And he would come in for the darshan.
Той влизаше за даршан.
And he told me actually he was carrying a gun inside his he had a holster inside his suit coat with a gun, you see.
Той ми каза, че си носи пистолет.
Because he was in constant fear of being kidnapped.
Защото постоянно се страхува да не го отвлекат.
You see, they sometimes kidnap the rich people and they demand ransom money.
Понякога престъпниците отвличат богатите и после изискват.
So I could see, even though he has come to the temple in a limousine,
Така че вижда как, въпреки че идва с лимузина в храма,
he's so wealthy, man, you see.
толкова богаташ, много богат.
But he's living in constant anxiety.
Но постоянно е под напрежение, стрес.
So what is the good of all this wealth, you see, if he's fearful?
Каква е ползата от цялото това богатство, ако го е страх?
A devotee is happy in any condition.
Предан отдаденият е щастлив във всяко.
He can be rich, he can be poor, he can be in the middle, it doesn't matter.
Той може да бъде богат, беден, по средата, няма значение.
He simply engages everything in the service of Krishna.
Такъв предан отдаден просто ангажира всичко в служенето на Кришна.
In this way he becomes completely peaceful.
По този начин той става напълно умиротворен.
So, are there any more questions? Yeah.
По принцип не разбира се това между съпруга и съпруга. По принцип. I have heard that Lakshmiji does not go wherever there is misunderstandings between people.
She may go temporarily, but she won't stay.
Тя може да отиде там временно, но няма да остане.
Just like in that household where the husband and wife are constantly quarreling, you see, Lakshmi will not stay.
Както в едно семейство, ако съпругът и съпругата непрекъснато се карат, Лакшми няма да остане.
But in that household where the husband and wife get along very peacefully, Lakshmi will stay. She'll stay longer. And if they're devotees, she'll stay permanently. The more there is quarrel, the less there will be Lakshmi. So if a husband and wife want to have some money, they shouldn't fight. The more they fight, the more they'll be in poverty. The more they cooperate, the more they'll have Lakshmi. And if they both become pure devotees of Krishna, they'll have unlimited Lakshmi. You see how practical is Krishna consciousness. Next question. Yeah.
You mentioned about the 6 enemies, and one of them is madness. What do we have to understand? What is this madness? There's some...
If you think you're God, you're mad. If you think you're the center of enjoyment, you're mad. Madness is simply the extreme position of illusion. Illusion is one thing, but then illusion becomes extreme illusion. That is called madness. Very, very illusion. That is madness. Prabhupada said that madness is the sum total of all stupidities. So you take up all the illusions, you see, and you combine them into one pot. That is called madness. I am this body. That's an illusion. I am the enjoyer. That's an illusion. I am great. That's an illusion. I am man. That's an illusion. I am woman. I am Bulgarian. All these illusions. And you take all the illusions and you put them all into one big lump. That's called madness. So, all the illusions combined, that is madness. And when you look at them individually, then they are various illusions. But you look at them as one lump total, that is madness. So the aggregate of all the illusions, the madness, that must be eliminated, and each and every individual illusion must also be eliminated. In other words, you should work on them individually and collectively to get rid of them. Individually, you can fight these illusions by philosophical knowledge. And collectively, you can fight them by bhakti. By that one stroke, you see, like the blacksmith. The silversmith, he is tapping all day on that silver. Tap, 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 tap. To make that silver piece very perfect,
той работи много финно, опитва се да направи това сребърно.
But the blacksmith, he doesn't tap all day.
Но ковачът, който кове желязото,
Wham! One stroke finished, you see.
той прави това само с един удар, не цял ден.
So just by that one stroke of surrendering to Krishna,
И просто с един удар, като се отдадеш на Кришна,
you can completely wipe out the madness.
можеш напълно да изчистиш цялата лудост.
And then when the madness is gone, all the illusions will be gone too.
И когато лудостта си отиде, всички илюзии също ще си отидат.
Any other question? Does that answer your question?
Това отговори ли на въпроса? She also meant this condition, the psychological condition of madness. There are some people who are psychologically unstable.
Are there anybody who is not mad on this planet? That's my question.
Моят въпрос е, има ли някой, който да не е луд на тази планета?
Those who are extremely mad we call mad, and those who are slightly mad we call them sane, you see.
Тези, които са много изключително луди, ние ги наричаме луди, а тези, които не са толкова луди, ги наричаме луди.
That is our illusion.
Но това е нашата илюзия.
Actually, everyone is mad.
Всъщност всички тук са луди.
They even had a movie called like that. It's a mad, 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 mad world.
Дори има един такъв филм, който се казва, това е един луд свят.
Who is not mad?
Кой не е луд тук?
Everyone is a madman.
Всички са луди.
Even the psychiatrists, they are madmen.
Дори психиатрите, те са луди.
Everyone's crazy.
Всички са ненормални.
They think they're the body.
Те си мислят, аз съм това
They
тяло.
think they're the center of the enjoyment.
Те си мислят, аз съм центъра на
Yes, those who are extreme cases, yes, who are psychotic, schizophrenic, etc. Yes, they are called mad by the general society.
Да, има такива крайни случаи, като различните психиатри.
And we accept, yes, they are mad.
И ние ги приемаме, да, те са луди.
But the reality is, everyone is mad.
Но реалността е, че всички са луди в този свят.
Only the pure devotee, he is completely psychologically healed.
Само чистият предан отдаден е напълно психологически излекуван.
The neophyte devotees, they are recovering from madness.
Начинаещите предан отдадени, те се възстановяват, те се лекуват от лудостта.
Pure devotee, he is completely free from madness.
А чистият предан отдаден е напълно освободен от тази лудост.
So you can't say, well, some people are mad and some people aren't. The whole world, everyone is mad.
Не можеш да кажеш дали, че някои хора са луди, а други не. Целият свят е луд.
They're all insane.
Те са ненормални.
Prabhupada confirmed this point.
Шрила Прабхупад потвърждава това.
He gave the example of one time in the courtroom in India.
Той дава пример как един път в съдилището в
The lawyer was trying, his client was guilty of murder.
Клиента на един адвокат бил виновен за убийство.
So he was trying to save the client from being put to death.
Този адвокат се опитва да спаси клиента си от смъртно наказание.
So he argued to the judge, Your Honor, my client actually he is insane, so you kindly excuse him on the grounds of insanity.
И той пледира пред съдията, казва, моят клиент, той е невменяем.
So they brought in a psychiatrist
Тогава довели психиатър,
to determine if the client was mad or not mad.
за да определи дали този подсъдимия наистина е невменяем.
And the psychiatrist testified in the courtroom
И психиатъра направил изследване,
that so far I have seen everyone in the whole world as a madman.
да, той потвърдил в съда, че тези хора, които са видял в света, всички са луди.
So if you would like to excuse this man on the basis of insanity, then you can do that. But because of according to my vision as a psychiatrist, I can see that everyone is a madman.
И така вие може да извините този човек под предлог, че е невменяем, но що се отнася до мен, за мен всички хора са такива.
See, it is the madmen who say that some men are mad and some men are sane. That is the vision of madmen.
Така че един луд човек може да каже, че някои хора са луди, а други са нормални. Това е зрението.
You should know it that everyone is a madman.
Трябва да знаете, че всички са луди в този свят.
Any other? Does that answer your question?
Сега да отговори ли това на Is it the false ego that makes us think that we are normal and the others are?
Yes. One thinks, yes, I am a very sane person.
Да, човек си мисли, аз съм много трезво мислещ човек, нормален.
That's their false ego, yes.
Това е фалшивото име. Да.
Any other question? Yeah.
He said that even Prabhupada admitted that, for example, schizophrenia is caused by some, ghosts entering the body and some creatures like this.
Yeah.
And so, could you explain more about this? How is it?
Yes, sometimes people become haunted by ghostly haunted, yes. That is extreme madness, yes.
Да, понякога хората биват обсебени от духове. Това е изключителна лудост.
But is not everyone haunted by the ghost of Maya?
Не са ли всички обсебени от духа на Майя?
Huh? Is not everyone haunted by the ghost of Maya?
Не са ли всички обсебени от духа на Майя?
Everyone is haunted by Maya.
Всички са обсебени от този дух.
So yes, there are ghostly haunted. They are extremely mad. There's no doubt.
Да, има такива хора, които изключително.
But everyone is haunted by Maya ghost. That's the thing.
Но всички са обсебени от духа на Майя. His question was rather how this works.
Oh, if someone is very weak-minded person, they have no control over their mind, then a ghost can take over them, can enter into can take control of them, actually. Yeah. They become ghostly haunted. The ghost manipulates them. The ghost, you see, has no gross body. But still he has the gross desires. Just imagine if you had a very bad itch, you needed to scratch yourself, you see. But you had no hand to scratch yourself with. That is ghost, you see. They have the gross desire, but they have no means of fulfilling their gross desire. So it's a very, very hellish thing to be a ghost. So they try to get some satisfaction by taking over the body of a weak-minded person. In that way, they try to get some sense gratification through that person's body. But it doesn't really work because it's not really their body, it's somebody else's body. So it's frustrating for the person who's haunted, and it's also very frustrating for the ghost as well. Sometimes even devotees are attacked by ghosts. When you're sleeping, sometimes it happens, a ghost will try to enter into your body. You ever had a feeling like somebody was there and you wanted to say something, but you couldn't? You wanted to speak out and say something, but you couldn't do it? That means a ghost is is attacking you. So the thing to do is just muster up all your strength and go, Hare Krishna. And that ghost will go running as fast as he can in the opposite direction. They can't stand the holy names.
път не могат да понасят звука от святото име.
Може да един въпрос последното някакво изречение. Също така съм чувал, че не знам точно, не чисто повтаряне на светото име.
Не чисто.
Да, в смисъл мръсно, замърсено. Повтаряне на светото име привлича духове беше едното нещо, което ми възникна, и другото нещо беше това е динамично повтаряне на Харе Кришна е при опита, може да склоним духовете само при опита да влезем в тялото. Обаче, това е въпрос, се злоупотребява така. Обаче, ако вече се е селил вътре, ако вече се е загнездил, е по-трудно, защото виждаме примери, как предам даем и повтарят Харе Кришна, обаче нещо после се...
So two questions come to his mind while you're speaking about this. And first thing is he has heard that impure chanting actually attracts ghosts. One thing he has heard. And the second...
I have not heard that impure chanting attracts ghosts. You heard that? Where did you hear that?
Unclean people attracts the ghosts.
Huh?
Unclean people.
Uncleanliness. But impure but chanting in any form, the holy name in any form has potency. You have to give me some authoritative reference in Prabhupada's books I've never read. Impure chanting attracts ghosts. I'd like to see the authoritative reference. That doesn't make sense to me. Uncleanliness attracts ghosts. You keep your ashram very dirty and your everything very filthy. Dirty bedding, dirty clothes, dirty brahmachari ashram, brahmachari ashram, dirty grahastha ashram. And then the ghosts will be very attracted, yes. But the holy name is very powerful, even chanted by an impure person. It has great power.
But it is also said that the milk touched by the poisonous lips of a serpent becomes poisonous.
Yeah, but a neophyte devotee is not a serpent. That refers to the Mayavadis, who are chanting Hare Krishna thinking that they are Krishna. And they want to merge and become one. By the power of the mantra, they want to merge into Brahman. Their philosophy is that they can chant Hare Krishna, and by doing that they can become Krishna. Their chanting is poison, not the chanting of neophytes. If the chanting of neophytes is poison, why we allow the neophyte devotees to lead kirtan here in ISKCON? We could only Prabhupada be allowed to lead kirtan. Nobody else. And nobody else could respond. All we could do is be quiet and hear Prabhupada's chanting, and no one else could even say a word because we're all impure. Now, a neophyte devotee who's trying to awaken his Krishna consciousness, his chanting is also pure. It's not 100% pure, but it is pure. It's partially pure. Just like if somebody is in the shower, scrubbing himself, cleaning off the dirt, would you call him a dirty man or a clean person? He's in the shower scrubbing and rubbing. You say, oh, he's so dirty.
може да каже, той е толкова мръсен.
He may be filthy.
Трябва да е за
He was working on a car the whole day. He has grease all over his body, you see.
Може да е работил цял ден под автомобила и да се
Would you say he's a dirty man? He's in there scrubbing away, you know. Haribo, 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 Haribo.
Ще кажете ли, че той е мръсен?
No, he's very clean.
Всъщност той е много чист.
Even though he has dirt all over his body, he's scrubbing it off now, you see.
Дори да е цялото му тяло да е замърсено, той го почиства в момента.
So even the neophyte who's trying to become pure, he is accepted as pure.
Дори начинаещия, който се опитва да стане чист, е приеман за чист.
Because he is in the process of purification.
Защото е ситуиран в процеса на пречистване.
So his chanting is not poisonous.
Така че неговото мантруване не е отровно.
Prabhupada very much appreciated the chanting of his devotees.
Шрила Прабхупад много е ценял възпяването на своите ученици.
He even said that when he heard Vishnu Jana Maharaj's chanting, he says, his chanting carried me to Vaikuntha.
Дори когато е чул възпяването на Вишну Джана Махарадж, казал, че това го отнася в Вайкунта.
So, there's no question. Anyone who is sincerely trying to serve Prabhupada's mission, their chanting is glorious.
Така всички, които се опитват да служат искрено на мисията на Прабхупад, тяхното възпяване е
Just
слава.
because they're not a Mahabhagavad yet doesn't mean we can't hear their kirtan.
Това, че все още не са станали Махабхагавати, не означава, че не трябва да слушаме техния киртан.
Prabhupada very much relished to hear the kirtan of his neophyte disciples.
Шрила Прабхупад много обичал да слуша киртана на своите.
When your child is learning how to talk, will you become disturbed that, oh, your Bulgarian grammar is not correct?
Когато вашето дете се опитва да се учи да говори,
So better shut up and don't say anything.
нима му казвате, ти не говориш правилно според граматиката и по-добре мълкни.
No. It is a child talking.
Не, това е едно дете, детски говор.
So it is very attractive actually. The child is trying to talk, making her stubborn, crude attempt to speak something, you see.
И всъщност това е много привлекателно, едно дете, което се опитва да говори.
So the Krishna, he sees, oh, these are my children. They're trying to learn how to chant.
И Кришна вижда, това са моите деца, те се опитват да възпяват.
He very much appreciates and relishes the chanting of his neophyte devotees.
Той много обича, харесва и цени това възпяване на начинаещите.
Just like the parent appreciates the crude attempts of the young baby to talk.
Както родителят цени опитите на своите дете.
We are Krishna's babies after all, you see.
В крайна сметка ние сме бебетата на Кришна.
And we're trying to learn how to chant.
И се опитваме да мантруваме.
We're trying to learn how to walk, everything. We're stumbling, bumbling fools, you see.
Ние сме ни предпъващи, падащи.
But Krishna appreciates, oh, they're trying to become my devotees.
Но Кришна цени това, че се опитваме да станем негови преданни.
He relishes the chanting of the neophyte.
На него това му харесва.
But the Mayavadis, no.
Но не и на Майявади.
Yes, I am Krishna, you are Krishna, we are all Krishna, now let's have a kirtan.
Не, аз съм Кришна, ти си Кришна,
And
всички.
we'll merge into Brahman.
Нека това е сетване да се слезе.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, that kirtan,
Не този киртан.
that is not appreciated by Krishna. Even it may be very musically pleasing.
Дори музикално да е много приятно да се чуе.
In America now we have Mayavadi kirtaniyas who chant Hare Krishna.
В Америка имаме Майявади.
And they're very popular. They're considered, they do a circuit of all the yoga centers. There's actually, his name is Krishna Das. He's very, very popular kirtan singer.
Има един Кришна Дас в Америка, много популярен изпълнител.
He has thousands of fans and he sells many CDs.
Има много почитатели, продава много дискове.
He is Mayavad.
Той е Майявади.
But he is making friends now. Some of our devotees are preaching to him and trying to make him Krishna conscious, really Krishna conscious.
И някои правилно, той е приятелски настроен, някои правилно влияни му проповедят.
So I don't know. Maybe he has given up Mayavadi philosophy by now. But I know previously he was Mayavadi.
Не знам вече, може би изоставил Майявади философията, но преди беше Майявади.
Staunch Mayavadi.
Много така устойчив.
Hopefully some of the devotees are preaching to him, trying to bring him to full Vaishnav consciousness. If they can do that, it'll be a great victory for our movement.
Някои преводани се опитваха да го направят истински вайшнави. Ако това стане, това ще е много добре за нашето движение.
But someone who is espousing Mayavadi philosophy, their kirtan should be avoided.
Но някой, който проповядва Майявади философия, неговия киртан не трябва да се слуша.
Even it may be very, very nice with nice sitar and tabla and everything, very professional and very attractive.
Дори да бъде много професионално, привлекателно с ситар, табла.
It's just like a woman who is very beautiful, you see. Prostitute.
Една проститутка може да е много красива.
But by her association, one becomes degraded, you see.
Докато общува с нея, човек деградира.
So kirtan from Mayavadi, maybe it's like that, like beautiful prostitute.
Киртана от Майявадите е като една красива проститутка.
Very attractive and very deadly.
Много привлекателен и много смъртоносен.
We should only hear from the Vaishnavas kirtan.
Ние трябва да слушаме киртан само от Вайшнави.
There was one follower of Lord Chaitanya, Mukunda Dutt.
Имало един последовател на Бог Чайтаня, Мукунда.
You know that Mukunda Dutt, yes? He was going for the kirtan with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also with the Mayavadis.
Той ходил на киртани на Чайтаня Махапрабху, но също и на киртаните на Майявади.
So Lord Chaitanya heard, oh, he is going to have kirtan with the Mayavadis.
Бог Чайтаня чул за това, че той ходи за киртан.
He is banned from my association.
Каза, повече не го искам в моето общуване.
Tell him he can never come to see me ever again. He's banned.
Кажете му, че никога повече не може да дойде да ме види.
So Mukunda Dutt was devastated.
Мукунда Дата бил опустошен.
Practically, he was leaving his body. He was in so much devastation.
Той бил толкова опустошен, че на практика искал да си напусне тялото.
So the devotees, they were begging Lord Chaitanya, please Lord, he's almost leaving his body. Please let him come back.
И преданните се молили Бог Чайтаня да му позволи да се върне.
Lord Chaitanya said, I will not allow him back to my association for 1,000,000 lifetimes.
Той му казал, аз няма да му позволя да дойде при мен в моето общуване за 1 милион живота.
Devotees were completely devastated.
Преданните били напълно опустошени.
So they went and they told Mukunda Dutt.
И те отишли при Мукунда Дата и му казали,
He said, you will not be allowed back for 1,000,000 lifetimes.
той Бог Чайтаня каза, че за 1 милион живота няма да можеш да го видиш.
Mukunda Dutt said, 1,000,000 lifetimes. He will save me. He will save me. Haribo! Haribo!
Мукунда Дата казал, 1 милион живота. Това е чудесно. Той ще ме види. Ще ме види отново.
He started dancing in ecstasy.
И започна да танцува в екстаз.
In 1,000,000 lifetimes, I will be allowed back to see Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
След 1 милион живота аз ще мога да видя пак Бог Чайтаня. Харе Кришна.
So they told Lord Chaitanya, he's dancing in ecstasy.
И те казали Бог Чайтаня,
Because he heard that in 1,000,000 lifetimes, he'll be allowed back to your association.
че Мукунда Дата танцува в екстаз, защото след 1 милион живота пак ще може да го види.
And Lord Chaitanya said, let him come back now then.
Бог Чайтаня казва, добре, върнете го сега.
So anyway, we should not chant with the Mayavadis, you see.
Така че не трябва да възпиваме с Майявади.
These yoga ashram people who are Mayavadis, they like this kirtan now. It's becoming very popular with the yogis.
Тези йоги, ашрамите, много популярен той.
Of course, we can go there and chant.
Разбира се, ние може да ходим там и да.
That's very good for them.
Това е много добре за тях.
Yeah.
Are they attracted to Hare Krishna mantra or they are attracted to all hotspot and music?
Well, it's actually, to be honest with you, it's both.
Дали те са привлечени към Харе Кришна мантра или са привлечени към хубавата музика, и да бъдем честни и към двете.
Krishna's name is all attractive, that's a fact.
Името на Кришна е все привлечещо.
You can't deny it.
Това е факт, който не може да се отрече.
I mean, I know for a fact, I used to be a Mayavadi myself.
Аз знам това, защото самия аз бях
And I was very attracted to Krishna's name.
и бях много привлечен към името на Кришна.
And the hodgepodge both.
И също и към музиката.
The name itself is attractive, there's no doubt. Hmm?
Isn't it if anyone is really attracted to Krishna's name, then they can become a devotee?
you're saying really attractive. We have to have a translation going on here now.
Ако човек е наистина привлечен към името на Кришна, не значи ли, че като го повтаря, той ще стане преданен, да.
But I would suggest we say, instead of saying really attractive, we say fully attractive. I suggest we say it in that way.
Но аз предлагам вместо да кажем наистина привлечен, да кажем напълно привлечен. По-добре така да кажем.
Because I would not say, I would say yes, they are also really attractive.
Аз бих казал, да, те наистина са привлечени.
But it's mixed.
Но има смесица.
It's not full attraction, it's partial attraction.
Те не са напълно.
They are really attracted to Krishna's name, and they're really attracted to the idea of being God also, both them.
Те са наистина привлечени към името на Кришна, но са наистина привлечени това да станат Бог.
But they are not, it's not full attraction.
Но тяхното привличане не е пълно.
It's a mix.
Има смес.
The person you name, he also chants demigod's name more, and they are attracted to that too.
What's he saying?
She said that this person Krishna does, he also chants the names of the demigods, and they are.
Yes, that's right. He chants. Actually, I've heard. He chants Durga with more feeling than he chants Krishna. He puts more of his heart into Durga Ma than into Krishna. I've heard in his. So, yeah, they chant all the mantras, you see. And they can go on for hours and hours and hours. Kirtan for hours. People pay $15 to go and chant the kirtan with them. And maybe $50. Huge. They can fill a whole auditorium, you see. And people pay big money to go and chant kirtan with them. He's very, very popular. It's amazing. He's become a superstar by doing kirtan. In America, Australia, all over the world. He's a very big name now. But he's not Krishna conscious. He criticizes the Hare Krishna movement. He wants people to definitely know he has nothing to do with this guy. He says negative things against our movement. We're supposed to have a greeting. I don't know how we do it. Waiting for the class to end. Purusha Chitta Prabhu. He's upstairs? Okay. Anybody else? Go ahead. Yeah.
He didn't know that this Krishna Das is an impersonalist, and he listened to one kirtan he's performing with another famous singer, Sting. So he's saying, can we use their melodies?
Yeah, you can use their melody, no harm. He's got some good tunes.
She said that. She said that then we will remember him.
Not if you don't tell us it's his melody. That's all. We won't know. Yeah, but if you chant that melody with us long enough, you'll forget about him eventually. But actually, our Indra has better melodies. You can get your melodies from our Indra. He has much better melodies.
She's asking whether we can drink some water or tea while we are chanting Hare Krishna, and is the green tea allowed? Green tea, is it allowed?
Tea that has caffeine is strictly prohibited.
чая, в който има кофеин, е строго забранен.
You can take all varieties of herbal teas, but the ones that have caffeine, the green tea has the caffeine.
Зеления чай има кофеин. Другите, които са билкови чая, за всякакви видове може човек да приема.
See, that caffeine is not good for the health.
Защото кофеина не е добър за здравето.
It artificially stimulates your adrenaline gland.
Той изкуствено стимулира
And wears out your adrenaline gland.
железата, която произвежда адреналина.
So that when you need, in time of danger, when you actually need adrenaline, your adrenaline gland won't be able to provide it because it's been worn out by the tea.
И когато има опасност, когато имаш нужда от този адреналин, то няма да може да бъде произведен, защото зеления чай го е.
So instead of artificially stimulating yourself by drinking caffeinated beverages like green tea, coffee, or Coca-Cola,
Затова вместо по изкуствен начин да произвеждаш адреналин, като пиеш тези съдържащи кофеин,
you should learn how to stimulate yourself by chanting Hare Krishna.
трябва да се научиш как да стимулираш себе си, като възпяваш Харе Кришна.
Get your energy from the mantra, you see.
Получаваш енергията от мантра.
The mantra has unlimited energy.
Тази мантра има безгранична енергия.
So if you dive deeply into Hare Krishna mantra,
Така, ако се потопиш дълбоко в Харе Кришна мантра,
then you can get unlimited energy.
ще можеш да получиш безкрайна енергия, безгранична енергия.
I personally don't like to do anything for my senses while I'm chanting Hare Krishna.
Аз лично предпочитам да не пия нищо или нищо за моите си.
If your mouth gets dry, though, you could certainly take some water if you need to. There's no harm.
Докато мантрувам, разбира се, ако ти пресъхне устата, може да пиеш вода, това няма нищо лошо.
But generally, we chant so. Our chanting is soft; it doesn't put much strain on the throat. So generally, we wouldn't need to. But if you feel that need, there's no harm. But generally, devotees don't need to drink water while they're chanting their japa.
Обикновено, понеже нашето мантруване е леко, няма нужда човек да пие вода, докато мантрува. Но ако ти пресъхне да
There's no rule against it.
няма някакво правило срещу.
But generally, it's not done because it's not necessary.
Но обикновено не се прави, защото не е необходимо.
If you have a need to do that, there's no harm
Ако имаш нужда, няма
to drink some water.
проблем. Да пиеш малко.
No harm.
Няма.
So, now is our time.
No, it's been a long time. He's waiting for you, and actually he will be there showing us.
It's just a miscommunication. I was just waiting for him. He was waiting for me. Okay, it was a misunderstanding. All right, tomorrow we'll know. We can... Okay, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.